Okay, well, we're well into January, or it might even be February. I'll have to look at my calendar. Anyway, the point of this is that we're having upper 20s temperatures. The roads are relatively clear and there's a little wind, but I can ride. And I really need to get on my bike and ride. So I'll do a little bit of a ride video here, starting at on my street in Norwayne. And it won't be continuous, but we'll give you a taste of what it's like to ride in the middle of winter around here. So we're putting the gloves on. These are cool gloves. It's got a little thing in the tips of the fingers and thumbs that allows you to scroll on your smartphone or iPad. So that's useful if I'm doing photography with my iPad. So the city of Westland doesn't really do a whole lot, or hasn't at least so far, as far as clearing snow on the side streets here. But they're pretty good about keeping Grand Traverse up here cleared. And it is garbage day. I didn't take mine out because I didn't have a whole lot. And it's not going to get too gross because it's freezing out. So here we have another example of our Wayne Westland official mascot. And no, it's not this road-killed creature, rabbit by the looks of it, but an abandoned shopping cart. So yeah, the wind is a little harsh, but it's not going to stop me. Let's duck down Calumet. Or if it's a French word, it might be Calumet. I'm not sure. You may or may not pronounce it Calumet. And yeah, I've been off bike for a while, so it sounds like I'm breathing heavily. I'm probably breathing a little more heavily than usual. But also keep in mind that the hey cat the GoPro seems to pick up the breath real easy. We're coming alongside Norwayne Disneyland here, and the cat might belong to Norwayne Disneyland. I am not sure. So let's get back on Grand Traverse. We'll take it on around to the high school. Now, I would ordinarily ride the sidewalk, except apparently they're not holding people to the regulations of keeping the sidewalks clear. So the road is all right. The road's pretty clear. Technically, bikes are not supposed to be on the pedestrian thoroughfares, such as sidewalks. But there are times when any cyclist knows that road conditions or traffic are too bad or hostile, or bike travel, and the sidewalk is a better alternative. Now, with my old GoPro camera, one of the issues was when it was cold out, the GoPro would heat up and the lens would fog. So we'll find out if the lens is going to fog on this new one. It looks like Wayne High is letting out classes Kids are walking home. We're approaching the other half of Decatur Court, which used to be connected to the southern part of Decatur Court before they dug wildwood out over there. And the corner residence here where my grandma and grandpa lived for many years. Clarence Johnny Johnson and Ruby Johnson, great grandma Mamie, Aunt Bonnie, my dad, many other relatives down there. So yeah, it does look like classes are letting out up ahead. There's a historic site, historic photo studio of Suzy Doolittle and others in Wayne that I'm interested in doing a before and after shot of. And my friend Ginny Pierce lives right next door to it and has agreed to at some point in the future allow me to conduct an informal interview about the chunks of history that she has witnessed from her perspective right there, all the way before Urban Renewal and during and after, because she's been there a long time. So hey, this little shoulder is nice. Sidewalk over there is relatively clear, although when it gets a little colder, the water is going to freeze. Okay. Upon the mansion. There's a story behind the mansion that I'll share elsewhere, but I'm going to pause the camera for now. Okay, we're at 2nd and Glenwood, and we're going to take the historic drive over the hump of what used to be called Tickle Belly Hill, the bridge that when I was a kid in the 60s, parents would drive a little faster over and test out their vehicle suspension and give the kids a thrill. You get that feeling in your belly, sort of like a tickle, and possibly like almost throwing up. But it is legendary for people of our generation how severe that the 2nd Street Bridge was. But as you can see, they rebuilt the bridge and it's much smoother now. So thank you to the city of Wayne for doing that. Although now they're depriving us of the that thrill and the vehicle suspension test. And obviously gliding downhill is all fun and games. And going uphill is a little bit more work. So don't worry if I'm huffing and puffing by the time I get to the top up there. I'm not going to have a heart attack. I will be okay. But I am going into a little bit of a lower gear to make the ascent a little easier. So yeah, I mean, twice as much pedaling, but not as much tension on the sprockets. Looks like they're working on the power lines. This is a historic stretch. Kresge's used to be up here where the Step thrift store is now. And they have the same creaky floors that Kresge's had. The Wade Public Library is still here, although it's something else now. In a moment, I'm going to have to ascend a little bit more. So let's cross over. And climb a little more up to the corner of Wayne Road and Michigan Avenue, home of the Mega McDonald's. There used to be a really nice Salvation Army resale here that I bought some interesting used records and books from. This building is very old. A lot of history here. Cunningham Drugs used to be on the corner there. Okay, well, I've got an unfortunate angle with the sun, but we're at the corner of Newberry and Eastbound Michigan Avenue. And this would be where the old photo studio sat. Right where that, and it looks like there's plenty of room there too. I'm not sure why they had to tear it down. I think the consensus was that the building just got into such poor such a great state of disrepair that they had to take it down. And the latter days, it was a apartment building with like 3 apartments in it. And anyway, I'm gonna mount the camera back on my head and attempt to cross over. The traffic will allow me, because it looks like the sidewalk on the other side is relatively clear, and that's good. You always look both ways, even though this is one way, and you know why that is, don't you? Because drivers are crazy and could be driving the wrong way on a one-way street. But so yeah, the photo studio is here. Right next to this building with no apparent sign at 35337. So that's where it was. The house next to it seems very historic. It looks old. It's got that nice bell tower type thing at the top. So I don't know, we'll travel a little bit further down towards Elizabeth, and then I'm probably going to hit the step STEP resale on the corner of Wayne and Michigan, and then maybe get something to eat at the Mega McDonald's. So this is an interesting little garden that Ginny has going. I'm not going to bother her today, but I don't think she'd mind if I took some footage of her interesting garden. We've got a neat sort of bicycle thing here going on. My favorite part, the outhouse. The glass sun is cool. It catches interesting light. This thing, is it a frog? I'm not sure. Got a dog, a cat, and a gnome. Some other stuff. I don't want to trespass, or I'd go a little bit further back to the backyard part of the garden. And the porch is really cool too. But yeah, I always wondered, before I met Ginny, I wondered about this, who lived here, because it was always decorated in a very interesting manner. And you've got the state of Michigan. We've got the inverse globe, Saturn and Earth, the moon and whatnot, and some colorful stuff on the porch. And as I said, I'll catch up with Ginny at some point in the future, and I think she wants to tidy up her garden or whatever before I take footage. But I think it looks cool just the way it is, personally. So I've crossed the street and decided to shoot a little more in between video. Metro Place Mall. This whole area, you know, replaces an old section of Wayne that I vaguely remember before, you know, Urban Renewal, and they split Michigan Avenue. And Metro Place Mall, I have fond memories of this place. There was a Radio Shack I used to frequent, and a record store, and later on there was a Value Village, which I think was the precursor to Value World, where I managed to find some interesting old records and books and things like that. Found Soothing Sounds for Baby, early electronic music experimentation by Raymond Scott, intended to be music to lullaby music to make your baby go to sleep. But it sounds very strange and robotic, but it very hypnotic as well. That was the first exposure I ever had to that music. The record was really beat up, but that made it even more unusual from my perspective, because it was this electronic kind of rhythmic, perfectly rhythmic music that with like a digital style type of music, although in those days there was no digital, it was all analog, but it was robotic, and it had the additional prestige of the surface noise from the vinyl. So sort of like the best of analog and digital captured to a analog format and created completely with the analog technology. Of course, a lot of history here. The old Wayne Theater. My dad's last time I talked to him said he attended some interesting presentations there. This is the Mega McDonald's. So decisions. Do I get lunch first, or do I go to the resale first? I'm thinking lunch. I'm gonna park my bike right here where I can see it. So hey, what the heck? Film a little bit of footage going in and placing my order. I get varying degrees of service here. I don't hold it against them when it's bad. It's kind of a crappy job. I worked at McDonald's when I was a teenager, and Burger King and Little Caesars and various fast food places, Marina's Pizza, and I know it sucks, but hopefully they'll have good service today. I don't use the kiosk here. The kiosk has never worked properly for me. So it's good. Oh, they've really changed things around in here. Combo meals. Crispy meal. The menu seems to have changed too. I'm not seeing what I used to get. Wonder if they listed on the kiosk. McValue menu, maybe? Buy one, add one for $1. That's what I was looking for. I'm probably not going to place my order here because I can never figure it out, but...
Oh, what are you looking for?
I think it was this the buy one, add one for $1 things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger.
It has like fries, right? Yeah.
Fries, those small fries.
Yeah.
Like Opa?
So I could get like 2 burgers and fries with that? Or is it always, it's always the nuggets?
Yeah, I think we can get the nuggets for buy
So I got
one.
my coat off and sounds like my order is ready. Everything has changed. They don't have the special that I used to get anymore, so I had to get something else. They've got pink Christmas trees on the tables today. Oh, this is Valentine's Day stuff, I guess. Gnomes, pink gnomes, and roses. That's cool. And this is my order. And they no longer have the soft drink bar. And that used to be cool because it was sort of like unlimited drinks. No more. Ain't getting unlimited nothing no more. And napkins, they don't have napkins over here either. So, no, they do. There's a napkin dispenser. And I asked for extra salt and pepper. Let's see if I got it. And some paper towels. Looks like I got lots of ketchup, which I didn't ask for. And there's some salt and stuff in the bottom there. Supersized my fries. And looks like I got an okay amount of salt. Not very much pepper. And if they hadn't rained before, I'd sort of reach over and grab more. Apparently that's not possible. Oh, there's another pepper. They do have free Wi-Fi though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask for more pepper, but I'm gonna dump these fries out in the bag. And I'm gonna sit here and enjoy the free Wi-Fi, do some photo editing, have lunch, and then head over to Step Resale across the street. Okay, well, I just came out of Step Resale, STEP, Services 2, Enhanced Potential. And I don't know, I separated out a whole stack of 45s that I might have been interested in and narrowed it down to 2. Most interesting of which, the one I'm curious about, is this jukebox 45 called the I-95 A-Hole Song. So I'm curious what that's all about. It's obviously some kind of adult country thing. August and the Spur of the Moment band. The I-95 A-Hole Song. So I don't know, that was probably worth $1. And I have the jukebox tag, so it's starting to get a little dark, but I'm gonna ride a little bit further. I didn't bring my lights, you know, the one I wear on my head and whatnot, or my headlights, but I've got a few lights on the bike to make it safe to ride after dusk. The wind's picking up a little bit, probably 25-30 mile-an-hour gusts. Not too bad, but I need a little more cardio, so I'm gonna get back on the bike.